Hello everybody, you have tuned in to Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover virtually any aspect of making a murderer. I go over the evidence, the documents, the photos. So if you like, stay tuned, and in the future I'll have many more videos besides the one you're about to see. Hello everybody, how you doing today? We're here today. I want to just take this opportunity here today to do a couple things. Number one, we're going to start the duct tape on the key experiment here. The other thing I wanted to say is there's been, I don't know, I've been checking out some of the comments on, the videos that I've been making recently, and I am now seeing that there is some people who are just not as far along in the research process who are feeling, I guess, a little bit frustrated with some of the videos because there's not enough backstory there for them to understand why what I'm pointing at is significant. So I can understand that. So what I would suggest for those folks is if you hear me talking about something, like, let's take for instance the whole thing with Ryan and why they are looking for proof that Teresa Halbach's RAV4 was damaged before October 31st. Okay. Some of you may not know why that's important. I can understand that. I will say that there are also, I have other videos that did explain this. And there are, some of my subscribers, the ones who wait and watch every single video as soon as it comes out, would most likely be able to point you there too. But what I would suggest for people is if you feel like what I'm saying is it needs a little fleshing out, or you don't understand some of the things that went before that make whatever it is I'm talking about at a particular time. For instance, proving whether or not the damage had occurred before October 31st of 2005 or on October 31st 2005. Why that is significant is because Ryan told Tom Fassbender back in 2006 or whatever, I think it was 2006. He told Tom Fassbender that Teresa had filed a claim and had received a lump sum and just had chosen not to fix it, and that the damage had been there for months. Okay, so that is why now that is why now they're looking for proof of this damage, because Kathleen Zellner has looked at this situation now and gone, wait a second. So she contacted the insurance company and said, was there ever a claim? There was never a claim made. So there's no proof that this RAV4 was damaged prior to October 31st of 2005, which is critical because the belief is that it was damaged when it was being brought in through the Cuss Road cul-de-sac and through the back roads in through the back of the Avery property to be double parked up on that ledge like it was. And it is believed that the damage to the headlight happened then because the headlight was just thrown into the cargo area. It was just thrown in there. It was just, on the cargo area floor or whatever, right? So that, number one, that suggests it was not something that happened months ago, because if it happened months ago, she would have probably taken that light out of the cargo area. She wouldn't just have it sitting there. Teresa seems like the type of person that would have gotten it fixed, but they say she got a lump sum and decided not to fix it. So going by that's why whether or not there was damage to the RAV4 prior to October 31st of 2005 is so crucial, and that's why Calumet County is looking so hard for it. So just to explain that. Now, in the future, if I'm talking about something like this where you don't have enough of the backstory to really understand why it's important, in the comments just say, hey, look, I don't understand why this is, why this particular thing is important. Could you help me out and point me to another video, where I talk about the lead up for it, right? Because I have plenty of other videos about Zellner's other motions, and when you look at those videos, you'll see that a lot of the base for this stuff has been built up by her. She's already, set some foundations, and she has already said many things about Ryan Hillegas. She has already said many things about Scott Taddick and Bobby Dassey, and she's already done a lot of build. So in my previous videos, you'll get some of that information that sets up what's so critical in this new investigation that Calumet has reopened. The way that people are answering them, the way that Josh Redant had a lawyer there and was sure to go over the statement line by line to make sure that it said exactly what he wanted it to say. And then talking about how he felt that he felt like the agents from the DOJ were trying to get him to change his story about the fire back in 2005, 2006. And he has his lawyer there, and they go over it line by line. Yeah, there's definitely something there. There's definitely, Josh Redant didn't come away with the warm and fuzzies after dealing with the agents of the DOJ back in 2005 through 2007. I think that much is clear for him to have played this situation the way he did with his lawyer and the way that they went through it all, meticulously. So I think that's interesting. Now, like I said, if there's anything that you feel like I'm talking about that you need to have a little more info on, or there's, you think there's something else, that there's, some other, previous information that you are missing to understand it, just mention something below, about why is this part important or something, and I will see it, or possibly one of my other subscribers will see it, and they'll be able to point you at the video where you'll be able to get that information that will fill in that gap for you. One way or another, we'll fill in that gap for you. I understand you don't want to go all the way through my 300 videos now. It's over 300 videos. I get it. That's a lot of videos for somebody to go through. So, it's overwhelming when you're just beginning and you just discover the channel and everything. So yeah, 300 videos is a lot of videos. But if you, just pick out the ones that you're interested in at first or whatever, and then you find yourself, with gaps, just say so in the comments, and I or somebody else will probably come along and point you at another video that will fill in that gap for you. So hopefully that way we can make this all, where people can understand what's going on, because so many little intricate little facts in this case, it's maddening at times. But anyway, so I can understand how sometimes people feel lost. So like I said, just let us know. And we'll generally point you in the right direction so that you can fill in that gap where your knowledge is lacking, so that you can understand why some of the things in this new investigation are so critical and so important. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, I was telling you in the previous video that I was going to go ahead and do a duct tape lanyard on my own key. Upon mentioning that, I had many people making suggestions about how I should do it. So what we'll do is, like I said in the last video, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a long strip of the duct tape. I'm taking my key right now off of my, Jägermeister lanyard. So here's my key right now. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is take a long strip. Here's the duct tape. There you go. All right. Okay. I'm going to take a long strip of it, and then what I'm going to do is fold it into like thirds. And what I mean, and I'm going to do that long ways, so that basically one edge of the duct tape is going to be tucked inside, minimizing the amount of sticky. Okay, I'm basically doing this in a way that minimizes minimizes, the amount of gummy, sticky duct tape adhesive that could possibly come off onto my key. I'm, making it where it's a little more difficult in my mind, because I could certainly do it another way where there could be more than just one edge showing. So what we're going to do, here we are, our piece of duct tape, and I'm going to fold it into thirds. Something like that. So now you can see I have one edge of it folded. You can see that it's been folded over. And then what I'm going to do is take this edge here and fold it over this one, like so, right? Go ahead and do that. Duct tape is sometimes difficult to work with. So, almost got it. But what this is ultimately going to do is it's going to have where there's only going to be one side of sticky, you know, one edge where some of the sticky gummy stuff, the adhesive that the duct tape uses to stick, basically, only one edge will be, you know, basically where it can do anything, you know, because here it is, right? So here's that one little edge. I don't know if you guys can, if you can see it there, but that's the only one edge you can see, you know, right about here. So there's an edge running right along, you know, right here. There's the one edge, because the other edge, like I said, the other side is buried inside. So that minimizes the amount of the duct tape, sticky, whatever, that can possibly rub off of this onto the key. So I'll put this through here. So, like so. You see here? Alright. And then I think I'll take another little piece of duct tape and just tape it up at the top to tape the ends together. So I'm going to just because you know the ends here, just to tape it together so that they're, and so that the key stays on the lanyard as well. So like so. And I'm just going to wrap it around the top of them here, holding the ends together. All right, that's it. It's a makeshift duct tape lanyard. As I said, limiting the amount of sticky that can possibly come out, and we'll see. We'll see what my key has on it in about 3, 4, or 5 days time, and we'll see if there's any sticky. If there's no sticky, if it didn't really come out of there, fine. If not, I mean, if it does like I know duct tape does, and it starts acting like I've seen duct tape act before, and it starts like curling on the edges, and that adhesive starts getting everywhere, then we'll know that most likely there should have been some adhesive on that key. But we already know it was scrubbed completely clean of Teresa's DNA. And the state tries to say that DNA can just be covered up by another person. No, you just end up with multiple profiles. Anyways, so interesting stuff here, but we're going to see how much sticky we get from a piece of duct tape on the key, and we'll come back and check on it in 4 or 5 days. All right, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.